Everything's work. That's not working. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Hear that? Bong. Hear that? That means it's working. Clone with. Click this first. And then clone with. Click. And then video. Oh, what? Have to apply first, I think. Okay. I'm in a bit of a state today. My brain has seen fit to punish me multiple days in a row for, I don't know, being alive. Playing video games, I guess. Joke's on you, brain. I'm not giving it up. You're gonna have to work a lot harder than that. I'm a little frazzled. It has to ask me if it's okay. There we go. Also, my stomach is just completely shredded because I had to take I had to take a lot of ibuprofen. But we're through it now, maybe. Thanks for the sub, Too Many Badgers. As though there could be such a thing. You know what I've also discovered is when I have a migraine, my body retains water. I'm really puffy right now. Also, I didn't comb my hair, so I have normal dad hair today. Like zooming in a little. There we go. Just for framing's sake. Do weed and drink alcohol. Yeah. Fuck you, brain. So, usually weed helps, but it didn't this time. So, we're on an abstinence kick. No alcohol, no weed. Caffeine. Still civilized amounts of caffeine, but maybe I figure cutting caffeine out probably is not going to help a headache, right? But this is, well, what was it? 300 grams of coffee is all I've had today, and I've only drank like half the cup. There you go. So I'm not like topping out on caffeine, even though I think that is one of my trigger conditions. That combines with a lot of things. Has that happened before? Retaining water? Yes, I think that might be a side effect of taking a lot of ibuprofen. But I'm not sure. But yeah, that has happened before. So yeah, who knows? Okay, who knows, man? I thought I was mostly in the clear because I woke up this morning feeling great. And then just out of nowhere, one of my eyes went weird and started getting head pressure. In fact, I'm kind of feeling it right now, so that's fun. Yeah, something's going on in my skull, but it's backing off. It's just taking a lot longer than it used to. So that's fun. So we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Also, yes, Shadow of the Erdtree has been a smooth, pleasant experience. Edema is a fairly common signal for migraines. I don't know what that means. Neat. Too much fluid trapped in the body's tissues. How is that just like a symptom or a byproduct, or is that something that I can try to treat? Because just physiologically, sometimes it feels like there's like maybe stuff in my skull. It feels like there's pressure on my brain. And I can almost feel it behind my eyes sometimes. When it's not bad, it's right here. When it's painful, it tends to collect right here. So that's fun. You may want to get a scan. My sister kept having headaches like this. Her scan revealed a swollen artery/vein or whatever in her head. How frequent were they? Because I get mine like maybe once every 6 months, and usually it would be like one bad evening, and then I would take an unhealthy amount of ibuprofen, fight it back, and move on with my life, and it really wouldn't be an issue. And it wasn't like severely affecting the quality of my life. They weren't increasing in severity. For me right now, they're only starting to affect the quality of my life because they're starting to last longer. But that also could be my lifestyle? I don't know. This is the second one that's lasted longer than the usual, like maybe 12 hours. And when it was just one that lasted a while, I was like, well, that's concerning, because you know, any change in like behavior is certainly concerning. Oh yeah, these. But I was basically like going to see if it happened again, and it's happening again. So yeah, I'll have to do some medical follow-up. Yeah. The thing is, last time, like, I don't know, man. Since it's so, I'm gonna die. There's two of them. Yep. Shadow of the Erdtree. It's kind of just not fun, is what I've found. The enemies are just tedious and annoying, and you can't run past them. So I don't know, man. It's like Dark Souls 2 amped up even more. And it makes me not want to play it. The payoff of seeing new areas is cool and all, but holy shit, man. Getting through some of these, even getting through some of the areas with just like, just the normal dudes. Like it's usually a pain in the ass, right? That's the whole idea, is that there's a whole dungeon filled with guys. And you have to very meticulously work your way through them to get to the end to fight the boss. And at least they kind of have checkpoints before the end sometimes now. How was that guy there? Was he just hanging on the wall? So like more than any other Souls game now, I'll put 15 or 20 minutes into like very meticulously moving through a dungeon. And then suddenly just like two guys go bloop and I die. And that's just, I'm just like, fuck this. Like, it wasn't fun, it wasn't interesting, it wasn't challenging, it was a fuck you move. They were hiding behind a corner, they had a combo that stun locked me and I died. There was no other option but for a player to die there. You didn't put a checkpoint there. Now I have to go through this like 15-minute dungeon again. And it's not interesting to do it the second time. So I don't know, man. Had a lot of experiences like that. But still, I'm still playing it. Still playing it. You know, you can run past these guys. Sorry, that wasn't meant to be a specific comment about where I was. I've just had a lot of dungeons where I want to run past stuff, and they all have fucking like homing beams and dogs that chomp on you, and like just like chomp so fast that you can't let go, you can't get away, you just sit there and die. Ugh. The hit stun shit is getting really tiresome. Of just sitting there, watching my guy go, dead. Because everything is like two-shot, basically. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot, I don't know. Yeah, get good is always the answer, right? Except this is the one game where that patently doesn't apply. I'm not describing the entire Dark Souls franchise. I'm not. It was different. Demon's Souls had some of that. Dark Souls 1 had some of that. The boss runs weren't as bad in Dark Souls. Like the enemies weren't so intentionally made to prevent you from running past. I thought for sure he was gonna kill me. It's a lot more bearable when you get a bunch of those Erdtree seed things. Yeah, but that's just like, that's fucking dumb. That's a shit mechanic. If that's how it is. It's like, it's a very blunt way to replicate the feeling of eventually gaining mastery over the game, but it's not. It's like you're not getting better, it's not skill. You just have to thrash around and get your ass beat until you find enough little blangos, little bongo blangos. Is that fun? Has that ever been what Souls is about? Actually, yeah, kinda. Finding all the upgrade pieces for your weapons was a pretty huge deal. That was kind of the damage scaling of the game. But even those were graduated. Like, you knew if you were in an area that had the base upgrade material that that's where you should be. You knew that if you were in an area where people weren't dropping like masses of runes and you could actually kill them, that that's where you should be. All of that communication is gone now. Now it's just, if you go into an area and you get 1 or 2 shot, it's like, well, I guess you got to find more bullshits. So go to another area that's even harder and hope you find some bullshits, I guess, and then you can come back. Bleh. Bleh. Those little upgrade items you can find outside dungeons where enemies are not as hard. Yeah, they are in the open world more. Or I guess theoretically they are. But then again, the open world also has just a dude who'll drop on you and kill you. Those little freaky dudes that spin around real fast. I just described the whole game, but... we're getting salt so early. It's been stored up. I've been storing up the salt. I mean, I played this yesterday. A fair amount. Beat some bosses. Cleared some dungeons. But it was like... By the time I cleared the dungeon, I was grumpy. It wasn't like what a cool looking dungeon and I'm glad I got through it. Well, there might have been a couple of moments like that. But, I don't know, man. This is the... I remember kind of vocalizing this specific concern. To make like endgame content for Elden Ring, it would have to get more bullshit than Elden Ring. And it did. Yeah, what bugs me is any system can be like learned and manipulated. So when they start violating the like fairness rules of Souls encounters, okay, fine. You can retract a little bit and appreciate it from this new layer. It's like, okay, you've learned that the AI explicitly exploits you healing. All right. So I guess you can try to bait that out by healing. But guess what? Guess what? Then they could just fuck with you more. Where if you're like not in range, then they won't do it. And that happens too. Bruce, thank you for gifting subs. So you just have to tell people what they already agree with and they'll give you money. Yeah, I don't know, man. The process of problem solving is supposed to be fun. But like, you know what's not fun? Is to go play an online game against cheaters. And yeah, you can be like, well, if you're gonna get disconnects, you just gotta find a way to beat them before they disconnect. Nobody does that. If you're playing an online game and other people are cheating, you stop. Or you start cheating too, which is, I guess, really the Elden Ring response. Just get a trainer and hack your character open. Or go on the internet and look up one of 5 broken builds and just do that. Is that fun? I mean, it is for some. No, you do that. Okay, that's actually the process. Is you go online, you look up a build, you watch a video, you do what other people tell you to do, and then you tell other people to get good. That's the Elden Ring experience. Or at least the DLC experience. Anyway. I guess if... It just seems like they've really rigidly enforced a level scaling across the whole DLC that makes the beginning super not fun. I'm sure... I guess it gets better after you pick up enough Erdtree fragments. I wish they had given the player more authority to determine that process. Maybe give you, like, you know what? Oh, what would erase everything is if you had something to indicate loosely where those fragments are. And it can be vague. Like, it can just be a sound, it can be a wisp, it can be a cloud hanging over an entire area, just to say, there's a fragment there. But instead, you got nothing. You just have to explore. Theoretically, that's cool. Getting a WhatsApp voice call from Ruby. That's probably legitimate. Is this going to be the only DLC? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they said anything. I wonder if they'll nerf some of the damage you take or balance some scaling, kind of like how they nerfed Radana after the initial release. Maybe. I wonder if they'll notice that people have too much difficulty getting off the ground, like getting enough fragments. They might just add like 5 or 6 fragments to the introductory area. Maybe I just haven't explored enough. I don't know. I think I've been pretty exhaustive exploring this area, and I've found shockingly few fragments, especially in areas where you think there might be one, like this. There was like nothing there. Actually, I would think there was like one thing. Maybe like there was like a recipe book and some other bullshit. Maybe I missed it. There was nothing here either. Maybe I missed it. But you know what you can't miss? A boss. So why the hell is the game's entire scaling based off of one tiny item that you can miss? Granted, kind of like the, you missed the church. What church? Church that's marked church? What do you mean over here? The environments at least look interesting. Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. The east. To the east. Do you mean this? You can miss bosses? Yes. I went there and there was nothing there. It was an entirely burned out building. Not a thing was there. I walked around it 4 times because I was like, surely this seems important. It's on the map and everything. Churches always had shit in Elden Ring. Nothing. Behind. Oh. So there's one fragment behind the tree. Fuck you! But I don't want to fight any of these dudes. Door's not a door. I don't want to! Now that they're all stacked up, this is just annoying. Like, it's not interesting, it's just annoying. Also, yeah, the AI chases you way faster and harder than they used to. Way, way, way faster. Maybe there's just more enemies, so it seems worse. It's harder to interrupt enemies too, it feels like. That may be a Erdtree thing. I'll go check out the bombed out church again. See how deliciously empty it is. I've noticed that a lot too. Like, the map's more sparse. Just empty stuff. Buildings that are just, like, you can't go inside. Thanks, camera. Yeah, I need to turn the camera rotation speed up, because that is a real pain in the ass. Where is that? Yeah, the camera in this game blows ass. I mean, it wouldn't be as bad if the design didn't fuck with it so badly, which it reminds me a lot of PS1 Armored Core. They did a lot of shit that they should not have with the way that that game ran and the way the camera worked. I guess there's a door down there somewhere, maybe? I don't know. Remember when he said you could just run past those enemies? Do you like the way he, like, zoomed in? He locked onto me in the air? Which is how jumping slashes work, by the way. When you jump in the air, whoever you were intending to slash it, you just shoot. Just Sidewinder missile right to them. That's just how axes work. And it makes exploring such a delight. Fuck you. I don't care. He turned 180 degrees in the air. Oh, also, enemies are bigger now, and they can pin you to the wall. And they do, frequently. I get shoved into the corner a lot more now. Well, this guy's gonna be fun. I wonder how much. Do you think it's gonna do 10% damage? Oh, well. Also, I can never ever get the, like, critical hits. I don't know what the fuck. Man, I don't want to. I don't want to. Nothing about that looks fun. He's just gonna twirl around like a madman and two-shot me. Dude's hiding behind corners of it. He's gonna follow me forever. So let's see what I can see before he kills me. Ooh. Well, how that guy missed. And make it up the ladder. Well, if the Y button... Nope. Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of playing an MMO now, and not in a good way. Like the mobs chasing you forever. Combat that is just more tedium than it is enjoyable. Well, I got some bones. Yeah, the corner shit has always been cheap and shitty, but they're doing it more now. Like way more. Way more. I don't know, maybe my memories of the past have gotten rosy somehow. But it's all over the place now. It's getting tiresome how many dudes are just hanging out behind blind corners to jump on you. I don't think I've done a single dungeon that didn't have at least 2 instances of that. Oh, Sir Luke. Thank you very much for the cheer. Dark Souls 3, though, I don't remember getting two-shot by basic enemies after like the beginning of the game. And they're pretty lax with it at the beginning of the game. I don't know, maybe that's the idea. This is all in-game shit. Right. For some reason I thought he was up to the left. Well, that wasn't so bad. It's one chop. Wasn't so bad. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind being more meticulous. Player messages would tell you to be wary of right. They are everywhere, Nick. The messages don't matter because it's every corner now. Also, people leave troll messages, so... I don't know. There's a lot of people who, like... I don't know, people are fucking brainwashed, man. This shit ain't great. This shit is not great. But people love From, so whatever. Alright, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't want to be here. I will do whatever. Okay, somebody said there was a fragment over here, right? The church. The very, very important looking church. Let's go check it. Let's go get that item. Let's go get that sweet fragment. Gonna level up. All my numbers are gonna get bigger. Gotta go around. Yeah. It does look cool though, doesn't it? Look at how cool this looks. Damn. Oh, yes. Meditation. With Marcus Aurelius. People like different things than you do, so they're brainwashed. All getting a bit too salty. No. I've just played these games for 30 years, and I'm very, very confident in my ability to articulate what makes the difference between this and the other Souls games I've played. And that's That's a little more profound than me just saying like, lol, you're thinking differently than me, lol. But you can minimize it however you like. Let me just say it like this. I have called things early and against the grain before, and I've been right. Time has proven me right nearly every time. Maybe not with Suicide Squad. Anyway. All right, let's see. Verse 8. Maybe you're just tired of the formula. You're not... No, I'm telling you what it is in words. You can come up with... Whatever. All right. Verse 8. From Apollonius, I learned freedom of will and undeviating steadiness of purpose, and to look to nothing else, not even for a moment, except to reason, and to be always the same, in sharp pains, on the occasion of the loss of a child, and in long illness, and to see clearly in a living example that the same man can be both most resolute and yielding, and not peevish in giving his instruction. And to have had before my eyes a man who clearly considered his experience and his skill in expounding philosophical principles as the smallest of his merits. And from him I learned how to receive from friends what are esteemed favors, without being either humbled by them or letting them pass unnoticed. There's some good thing there. What struck me about that is the bit about being yourself in all life circumstances. I think that might be a little presumptive, actually. I think it might be a little more helpful to appreciate that who you are does actually change in times of great duress, or in times of sadness, or in times of loss. But that's interesting. Certainly, I could see how a stoic thinker might strive for that as a virtue. These days, there was a time when I wanted that, I think, but I think it was more because I was afraid of exploring myself. Be yourself, but also be your work self and private self. Yeah. Maybe like seek to intellectually understand your sides, your faces, your modes, your persona, instead of just slip into them without questioning them or interrogating them. I did like this other part here. How to receive from friends what are esteemed favors without being either humbled by them or letting them pass unnoticed. Receiving kindness is a challenge, or it has been for me. And yeah, without being humbled, or without letting them go unnoticed. I think doing and receiving favors is a very complicated thing. Being gracious about gifts, yeah, but gifts can be all sorts of things. Gifts can be time, it can be consideration, it can be empathy. Anyway, I am being salty, by the way. I'll admit it. But at the same time, I do think something's off here. It's not just the same old, which is usually a good thing. And in some ways, I guess I'm glad that FromSoft is experimenting. But oh, what the fuck? Oh, there's an item. Oh, there's a big boy here. There's two of them. I came here. I know I did. Was it a different church that looked exactly like this one? Maybe it was a different church that looked identical to this one. Because there's another burned out church that looks pretty much the same. Well, we got two fragments, folks. I'm gonna cheese this fucker and I'm gonna feel good about it. God, performance is not... Ugh. It's maybe the water? Every time the camera loops around to like look at the opposite side, it drops a frame or two. Give me your hammer. Give me your hammer. What's your favorite Star Wars sound effect other than the pod racer sound? The seismic bomb from episode 2. I remember watching episode 2 and being like, man, this movie sucks. But then Obi-Wan set one of those off and I was like, nope, we're good. That's why I'm here. That sound pretty much saved the movie for me. There's another fragment near-ish. Wouldn't it be cool if the game told you that somehow? Like, the original game has signposting. It has the little trails coming out of the fragments. Or the Sites of Grace. There's nothing in the DLC. Maybe that's, again, owing to it being post-launch content. But I don't get it, man. Maybe there is some kind of fragment discovering utility that you get later. Those don't point to any upgrades. They don't, but they do essentially funnel you towards enemies that give you more runes. So it was in effect funneling you down the power curve. There's nothing like that here. Aside from, yeah, just getting like one shot by enemies and then being like, well, I guess I shouldn't be here. And then going somewhere else and getting one shot by enemies. Well, I guess I shouldn't be here. Yeah, the icon's there now. Where was the burned out church? It was empty. Now I feel like I want to find it. Because it was on the low ground. I saw it from a cliff. And I worked my way down there. And I was like, oh shit, there's just nothing here. Nothing at all. Maybe I'm losing my mind. I don't think it was that. I don't think that's a church. You think you're just really underleveled? I don't think so. Maybe? No, I think it's a Erdtree situation. What it feels like. Village icon. And the little peninsula has a fragment nearby. Village icon. It's this guy? Cliff Road Terminus? Oh, okay. Yeah. Swear to God. I explored this place up and down. I was like, how can there... I mean, it would make sense... Well, hold on. It would make sense if there's something here, because I didn't find shit. After killing a bunch of tedious-ass enemies. Shadow Realm, bless him. Also, you can't summon your spirit ashes as much. Like, they've really clamped down on the places you can summon your helper. This is what it feels like. There are a ton of encounters I've run into where you just can't summon. Pothead guy holds the seed to the right of this village. Oh, I got that one. Yeah, the guy with the sparkling pot in the graveyard. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, at least they put something on that to draw attention to it. But the town itself is empty, right? There's nothing important in here. Unless there is something. Oh, shit. Maybe I never came here. Oh, you can summon a helper here. That was actually super useful. And these guys are actually worth a fair amount of glyphs. How is it that these dudes are way easier to kill and or runes, whatever. And they're worth like 3 times as many runes as the like Viking warrior guys who have 3 times the health and are way more annoying. Dark Souls. Excuse me. Elden Ring. Just at the top is the only prize. Not that. Yeah, just in here. Yarp. Alright, well. It does look pretty though. Wall. Actually, Steph is playing COD. Maybe I can get some COD action up in here. One of us can be having fun. It's fine. Steph and I were playing COD and Elden Ring next to each other, and occasionally she would scream in frustration, and then I would scream in frustration. And then she would be like, why do we do this to ourselves? And then I quit playing Elden Ring and started playing Paper Mario. And then I had a great time. Man, that music's so good. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh yeah. You know what, it's Borg Ninja, it's funny you bring up spicy food. Because to me, this DLC is kind of like it's the hot chip challenge of Dark Souls, of Elden Ring, whatever. It's like, it's overtuned to be stimulating to people that have burned themselves out. Yeah, it's over here. Driving out there. I would have thought that was me, but I like... No, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I don't think I'd articulate this. Game kind of reminds me of like NES era games where they either didn't have the ability or even the willingness or the time or the... Oh, that did a lot of damage. Erdtree. But yeah, it reminds me of NES games where like developers would either just test on themselves or not test at all. And then they'd just be like, whoa, let's put some enemies there. So 2 enemies there. It's the last level, so it's got to be hard. So we'll just put some enemies here. Player figured out. That's challenge, right? No, incorrect. That's the real world. Trying to create victory from chaos is the real life. Enemy just blinks forward. All right. Does this guy respawn? Or does he die for good? He does? This is just a random enemy then. Great. Wouldn't it be cool if the game told you? Wouldn't that be cool? Gave you some indication that an enemy would like die for good. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Just having thinky thoughts. It's weird to me that people still argue that like Dark Soul or Elden Ring is supposed to be this like obscure, occult, weird, dark, looming, all information ground out through hard experience kind of game when it's not that anymore. There's tutorial messages on the ground. You can fast travel. I can get up there. I've come over here a lot. Keep expecting it to be different somehow. Every time it's not. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Why not just give people a fucking Erdtree slider? Why not? What have you lost? Oh, it's on the other side. Like they have a literal difficulty slider in the game now. Of course you can do that. That's my favorite. Spending a long time like fighting an enemy. Oh, I'm fucked. Yep, pinned against the wall. I should have just gotten good. I'm +9 and it doesn't feel very different. I mean, I did like double damage to this guy after bumping up the Skadju one time. Yeah, you simply be bugged. That's true. That's true. That's the other thing is I mean, somebody brought up Radon, which I think is a really interesting case study. people like to think that everything about a Souls experience is exquisitely crafted, perfectly placed. Every challenge is tuned down to the frame data. Like Platinum Games does that. And FromSoft does on some of their encounters. But that's not what Elden Ring is. So it's weird that people think that there's some kind of like... that the existence of the game is an immutable bar of skill. It's like some kind of global reference point. Like a Oh, well, at least he didn't get me with that. Good news though. Good news. Here's the best news of all. While I was playing Elden Ring yesterday, I watched Albert Pyun's directorial debut, Sword and Sorcery, I think? That was pretty sick. Oh, yep. No! Was it Cyborg? No, Cyborg was way later. Cyborg is sicker. I agree with that. Cyborg is almost like an art film, sometimes, or at least you get some art shots in it. Sword and Sorcery still has some good shots. It's got some good practical effects and stuff, but most importantly, it has a triple-bladed sword where the swords can fire off like rockets. And it's such a complicated prop that they only did it twice. Hold on a second, I'm getting harassed by some giant scorpions here. And it had tits, which I wasn't expecting. Usually, if you have like a sword and sorcery film, like a post-Star Wars dark sword and sorcery film... Oh, bone bow. Usually the tits are like pretty early on, but somehow they waited until like the end of the third act. No, I guess it was halfway through the second act. But... And then the princess was like getting oiled up and rubbed down in a scene, so that was cool. I thought our boy Albert was going to do the impossible and make a sword and sorcery film from the 80s that wasn't misogynistic, but he got there. Pop-Tart with the 4 years. Thank you very, very, very much. Post Conan straight to VHS bullshit? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I always view them all as post Star Wars movies because it's like post Star Wars, except fantasy is way easier than science fiction because you don't have to make as many props and stats. All right. Steph Cam time. I'll be right back. Hooah! All right. Yeah. All right. Biagio, it's a guy called Never Knows Best, released an interesting video essay on Elden Ring. You'll enjoy it. He talks a lot about what you're saying. Interesting. I don't want to watch any video essays until I get a bigger bank of time with the game. Because I'm obviously shooting my mouth off a lot right now, and it's a little early to do that, but I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, I Hold on a minute. There's a very missable one nearby the Scorpion Room, just outside the tower entrance to the right. When facing the door is a pathway behind some rubble that leads to it. No. Backseating is acceptable. I am... running around without Erdtree is an extremely suboptimal experience. So let's see. Just outside the tower entrance to the right when facing the door, pathway behind some rubble. Okay. And by the way, I was playing online all yesterday because I was playing at 60 FPS. So the messages straight up don't help. At least most of the time they didn't. The memes are fun. Don't get me wrong. Whenever there's like a post coming out of the ground and somebody says, try rump, that's good stuff. We like that. I'm into that. Can't wait to get home and edge. Good stuff. Time for, like, honestly, that stuff is great because I need a chuckle sometimes in dungeons after I've just got fucked by multiple enemies behind. Second one, by the way. Maybe third. Just in as many rooms, like what, maybe 4 or 5 rooms and hallways? It's stupid. Yeah, Fortnite. I only saw a few Fortnites. Try finger, then rump. Yeah. Whoa. Almost 420, gonna hit the Erdtree. I wish, but no. Nope. Gonna let the brain return to what ostensibly is normal chemistry. So I don't see spots and feel weird head pressure. Maybe that'll happen anyway, who knows? Oh hey, another one of them's. Well, that means I get a thingy, right? Know the feeling. Oh, you don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. Yeah, in front of every door you can't open. Thingy! Oh, that's a different one. I abandon here my arm sinistral. All the other crosses had the same thing. The woods are garbage by what I have seen. The woods. All I wanted to do was look at the map. That's all I wanted to do! And this motherfucker down here had to barf on me. Now I can't look at the map. Yeah, the enemies like seem to have way longer vision cones. They aggro for way longer. They chase way more. Oh, that's fun. Raises attack power when summoned spirit dies. It's an item? You have to use it? It doesn't tell me what category it's in. Is it a... Ah! Nah! Okay. Talisman, of course. You found Makulela's nut! What the fuck is that? I don't know! You found it, though! Is that an item or a site of grace? Probably not a site of grace. I feel like that would be a lot in this area. Enemies can climb ladders? Oh, yes, they sure can. So the woods. Let's see here. I started to go like this direction over here. And I was like, nope. Noped out of a lot of things. Oh, that's like toxin too. That's the extra bad poison. Cool. We got a little mini swamp down here. Also, I don't know, just on a spiritual level, what's the point of having an open world game if you have to break your build to win? Doesn't that kind of rob the player authorship of it? The idea that you can play the way you want? guess that is kind of the Armored Core tick. What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? Oh. By the way, this is very important. Steph's gun in Call of Duty now, she has the Cheech and Chong gun. And whenever she kills somebody with it, they get wrapped up in a giant joint. I'm not joking. A giant lit joint. They just get mummified in it and then fall over. And then there's a big weed joint on the ground for a little bit. It sounds like I'm making this up, and I swear to God I'm not. So maybe keep an eye out for that. Just like Scary Movie 2. Harold and Kumar. You don't necessarily have to respec. I just bash my head until bad guy dead. That's usually my preferred tactic, but sometimes it's just not feasible. It's what it feels like. Something hit me. Hey! Hey! Me after Friday night. Big bonk swords have been serving you pretty well. People say magic breaks the game. I don't know if it does, but it definitely makes it way more fun. You can't broke a game that you chose to broke the law. You can't break a game that's already broken. You're playing it the intended way if you find a broken build. Elden Ring kind of reminds me of like roguelites sometimes. It's like the goal isn't to like make a pleasant build using the offered tools. It's to stack buffs until you just annihilate bosses in one go. Not actually that, but feels like that. Hey. Yeah, the game breaks, so you break it back. It's intended. Or rather, it's certainly not actively prevented. It's just annoying that the PC, like the NPCs are allowed to break the games in ways that you're not. That's not uncommon, I guess, in games. That the AI is allowed to do stuff you can't. I don't know how far back I am. Isn't that fun? Isn't it fun to be back here now? To run through all those bugs again? It's so much fun. Alright, let's run all the way back. I sure can't wait to run all the way back again. With all these dudes chasing me. If I don't make it up that ladder, I'm fucked. They're still gonna chase me up the ladder probably. Hey, why am I up here now? Oh, an elevator, hold on. Where's this go? I wish it would remember your lantern being on too. Oh, a cheeky shortcut. Do this. Yeah. I'm already already slapped this one? I have. Okay. All right. Well, it was worth it, clearly. I just need to trust in the process. You know what? Random dude. I'm glad that you two-shot me because then I found the elevator back. I take it all back. Miyazaki, you're a genius. Ow. Running through is always a good option. Except for all the times it's not. No, I've run into more just like breathtaking fuck you player moments in this DLC. Specific, like a lot of them trying to run through areas. Enemies jump and dart on you so much faster now than it feels like they ever used to. Oh, I'm okay. That's here. I see. It's also like, it's weird because when runes mattered, there was a reason, even if it was, you know, vestigial, there was a reason to fight things. And in the back of your head, at least, all that combat was going somewhere, as long as you didn't drop all your runes. Maybe you could buy another stat point someday. You just played meticulously enough. Now it doesn't matter at all. Doesn't fucking matter. Killing enemies is patently a waste of time. Blech. I think the way that they tried to help that is by making enemies drop upgrade materials more. Runes still matter? Do they? I cannot ever get enough runes to get like remotely close to a single stat point, and I'm not even as like over leveled as some people. We saw the joint thing? Nice. Pretty cool, huh? What is Steph's Twitch? She does not stream on her own. Oh, back here. I know what that means. I know what it meant. Well, hey, Spirit Ash. That's okay. Need runes to raise equip load, raise max CPU, scatter damage even higher, more spells, whatever. I guess. By the time you get to the DLC, though, it won't matter. Because you don't get runes at any kind of pace. You can't buy any stats anymore. And also, when enemies fucking two-shot you left and right, you're bound to lose your runes before you get ever enough to buy a stat point. You're bound to. Maybe there's another one of those get good moments. Gosh. Fuck. Stuttering is wretched. Weirdly, it wasn't that bad when I was playing yesterday. Ooh, I wasn't in this area though, so probably part of it. Weirdly, the towns are not usually the problem, it's the open world parts. Bye. No reason at all. It's like survival horror now. Where like getting into an encounter will only stand to make you lose resources. Can I get it? Can I sit? Can I sit? Is it gonna let me sit? Okay. Almost didn't. Oh! Ooh! What's 420? Oops. That wasn't right at all. Oops! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Alright then. Oh, this is fun. Who's this? Oh yeah, wait, who are you? I think I remember you. Yeah, you're the helper lady. You said you'd help. Well, good. I'm glad I have a buddy. Redmane Freya. All right, never mind. I'm going to take an edible. That's different than vaping, right? Also, I did just read that article from the LA Times about how a lot of local California weed isn't really properly regulated or inspected for pesticides. So maybe I just have pesticides swimming around in my brain. Microplastics and pesticides, battling it out. Yeah. Got cancer weed. My dick's gonna fall off. Alright, we did it. Boss time. I don't think it's that, by the way. I've had these migraines since before I vaped pesticide-laden California weed oil. What a phrase.
Within, we beg of thee, rise.
One tip for this fight. You can, don't lock on. Oh, because he's just gonna go and make it impossible to see anything. I'm already getting ready for the Armored Core boss fights where the enemies just like blink around anime style. I've matched a few of them. I found a few enemies like that, but they were just like little guys. There was that one Yoda dude at the bottom of a jar jail that was fun. I had a migraine all day. I think it's because I couldn't get comfortable and my neck hurt. Ah, sorry to hear that. We're migraine pals. Reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist. Alright. Divine Beast. I'm gonna lock on just to see how bad it is. Start. That's cool. Like a Chinese dragon? I like that. See the little legs popping out? Oh! Alright. Hey Freya, anytime you want to do anything, ow. Anytime you want to like hit him, don't let me stop you. All right, there we go. Nope, back on me. It's funnier when it's not. Ew! It just spins around, man. Remember when enemies used to telegraph their attacks? Because there's a player here, and they have to hit buttons sometimes? Nah. Let's just have him teleport into the enemy, or into the player. Okay, that was a telegraph. This enemy's just a ball of hate. Fuck, man. I can't tell what's an attack and what's not. Get good, I guess. Need to get gooder. Not good enough. Can't wait to see phase 2, whatever that is. I'm already out. Okay. I don't even know. All right. I don't want to fight this. I don't understand. Like, it reminds me of like older games where there would just be a hovering boss because they didn't want to animate its legs or something, and it'd just twirl around and just shoot shit at you. Nothing about this seems like fun to fight. There's no cool attacks that seem fun to dodge. It just kind of zaps you and then twirls around and barf shit everywhere. Maybe it'll be fun if I keep trying. At least I can hear my tear get knocked around. Didn't have time to summon and heal before he crossed the stage and hit me. good. A little getting good is needed here. Fuck, man. He just shoves you into the corner and then twirls around. Oh, there's a little grab. That's cute. Missed. That's the problem with, like, this loadout and not locking on, is that I miss all the time. By inches. Oh, is he stunned? Can't tell because the audio design is now getting so fucking ridiculous. Alright, there's phase 2, maybe. Oh, it's raining! That's neat. I was like weather effects. I'm not hurting it. I'm not hurting it at all. Oh, you have to hit it in the head? Really? Also, got a real fun chestnut now where, like, I can't lock on because it makes it impossible to tell what's going on. But if I run away, then the camera auto-turns and means that I have to keep flicking the camera back. Tons of manual camera adjustment. Good stuff. Love it. Looks cool, but this fight sucks. God. Play this game with a trainer for spite. Good idea. Oh, he was grabbing one of the NPCs and becomes invulnerable during it. Gee. Would be cool if that information were conveyed to me, the player, somehow. But he's too big. I'm gonna get salty. I'm gonna get very salty. My right. My right, and I will do it. I guess there's always 2 hits after that. You can jump that. Yeah, it's like, it does strike me as like shades of Moog, where it's like nothing's going to be safe. He can just do whatever he wants whenever he wants. So then it becomes more about playing the odds, having enough healing to get through it. It becomes less about skill. Skill is just a factor along with luck and like statistical break. I would prefer that skill be a much more important factor, which also requires that the game be less bullshit, but it is what it is. This one doesn't seem so bad, actually. Well, I guess we'll see. It is early yet. Mm. Do whatever you want. Fuck it. Christ. You hit me like the frame that I got up. Why even have me walk into the room? Just hit me out of here. Fuck it. Who cares? Oh yeah, I got the demi-human swordsman Yosh, except I can't summon him for some reason. They never let me do it. Maybe they'll let me do it in here. Maybe I don't have enough FP. I may not have enough FP. Ah! Great sound. Dead. Oh, maybe not. Healing. Okay, so after the chomp, he always does that little backflip thing. Well, probably not. But I need to look to see if he's going to do that. It is my burden that he might do that. I guess RNG decides. All right. So it's the whole animation, huh? Very cool. Very cool, Elden Ring. Move! That actually shoved her out of the way. That was kind of surprising. So little damage! Why does it do so little? You're making fun of me. This stuff kind of reminds me of The Last of Us Part 2. Of like fighting the zombie dudes. Because they would shove you to the ground, you'd get up, they'd shove you to the ground again. You'd get up and then they'd shove you to the ground again. And it was just like, it's annoying, man. Just getting shoved into a locker over and over again. Health back? Yeah. Look at that. It's like 1/3 of one hit, maybe. Dude, there was no way to visually track that attack. I guess now I know what it does, but it was just a bunch of swirls. There was no way to judge depth. It looked like it was staying in one spot until I got hit. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. This... I remember playing like Doom knockoffs in the late 90s that were bad. And they were bad because they just had like hit scan enemies in arbitrary places, and like, it's not hard to make a game hard. It's not hard to just fill the game with bullshit and then ask the player to fix it. Or solve it. What? I can't hear you. Uh-huh. Cool. Were they moving? Are they on your team? It's interesting that they actually did pull the camera back more for this fight. Like, even they were like, oh, this is a little too much. And I'm sure it's going to get even worse, but they know. They needed to do that for Moog, but they didn't. What are you doing? We did the double chomp that time. Ooh, Zathras 2. Thank you for the sub. And the 49 months. Oh, I didn't hear it. It does look cool. And I do like the elemental, I like the season-based attacks. That's pretty sick. Although, they're not really attacks so much as just filling the arena with bullshit. Make it in time? Absolutely. Okay, so it looks like it's free damage when he swaps elements like that. I'm hearing the tink of my sword, but I'm not doing any damage. I thought, yeah, the music sounds cool, but it's honestly filled with too much spell noise, which actually like makes it so I can't hear him when he gets stunned either, which is bad audio balancing, or it's bad audio mixing. Really, it's bad audio mastering. I'm turning this shit down so I can actually hear the music. Maybe I should wear headphones, but still. Alright. Bad start. I missed the first dodge, so what did I expect other than to die immediately? I forgot to summon my tier, too. Thanks for the cheer, Sloth. I think it's about to get overpowered. That was almost the one. People get riled up when you criticize their darling Souls games. Yeah, some folks have already gotten a teeny bit defensive, but I'm also extra salty, so I can't blame anybody. Oh, I'm getting chomped. Man, nothing. They don't give you shit. Oh, I can get hit while I'm on the ground. I guess that's when you should heal. I forgot to summon what's her name. Oh, there we go. I finally got chomped. How does that do less damage than like other things? I don't know. It's a bit silly, isn't it? It's all a bit silly. Arr! Now I'm in the corner, which means I can't see anything. Oh, wow, I actually got out without dying. Or did I? Or did I? Music sounds a little different. It's like a rondo. A dance. Oh! I guess it is, it's a dancing dragon. Ah! Sounds Italian? Reminds me of Ventoria a little bit. Backflip. Oh. He does a backflip and then another backflip. Sure. Can I just go right in? Will it be there? I think she'll be there, right? Yes. I hit its rump then. Yeah. What the fuck is hitting me? You have to be next to him to hit him with swords. But that's also where it's impossible to visually parse what in his animation of twirling around randomly in the air is an actual hit. Aye. Ah. You can just choose to do that. Just choose to do it whenever it pleases him. What are you doing? Ugh. Felt silly. Decided to twirl. Oh, there we go. Do it. Alright. There's the one free hit I get. Nope. Damn it! Holy fuck, man. About it, you could abuse that with your summons and spirit ashes and keep your distance, never attacking until the animation occurs and you win that way. That's how Elden Ring works, Nick. I don't understand why you think that's outside the boundaries of what this game is intended to be. That is what Elden Ring is. Do you think people walking in with a Kamehameha and blasting the shit out of a boss is different than that? There's nothing divine about this game. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a pile of stuff. It's pretty stuff, but there's not a whole lot of framework to it anymore. Fuck me. Roll. I need to play more Neo, I think. I'm curious how that game's difficulty curve hangs together. Does that bleed? I think it must be. Oh, you understand why FromSoft did it that way. I kind of don't. I think that's kind of bullshit myself, but whatever. To me, like, bringing a summon in and having it distract the boss is the cornerstone of it. And if the boss decides to do a big fuck-off animation where it gets locked in place for a little while, then that's just desserts. Because that's everything that ever happens to me, except I'm not even doing big animations. I'm just trying to attack like a civilized human. And that's too long. Ugh. I thought it was the thing where he shot the beam. It was the other thing. That's the beam. Okay. Neat. Very cool. It does so little damage. I can only hit him like once and it does so little damage. I think I'm not actually hitting him full on in the face, maybe. Freya's hanging in there, though. Thrusting attack is doing a lot of damage. Oh, yeah. Well, it does a lot of damage sometimes. I'll keep trying to. I'll do that exclusively this time and see if it's verified. I think the one time I looked down and it did a lot of damage is because it might have procced bleed. I couldn't get out of the way in time. Oh wow. Okay, they made up for it. 957. It does, yeah, it does. Well, I think I was stacking that with my one true friend. I mean, it's safer, I guess. No, it's not. He can just choose to hit me whenever he wants. There's no honor here. Wrong one. God, please don't let me die because I was on the wrong flask. Okay. Sure do love dodging into a lightning off screen. Should have gotten good though. Simply get good and know where all the AoEs are in the arena. It's quite trivial. Lucky. I got another one. Fuck is he? Well, let's see here. Hoping I had like a big pot to throw it at him or something. Dude, like in the recovery of one of my attacks, he can cross the entire arena, start a new attack, and hit me with it before I can react. Getting there though. Just gonna wait for him to attack somebody else. That doesn't feel earned. I didn't do anything differently that time than I did the other times. Like maybe dodged another 2 attacks, but it didn't feel like I played better. I guess. Again, it's like, then don't summon. Yeah, I guess that's how to do it. It would feel earned then. I can buy 1 point after beating a boss. That's how valuable runes are now. Eat. Eat. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels like Call of Duty now, where it's like skill matters sometimes, but really it's just a slot machine, and maybe you can stack the odds in your favor, and that's really the best you can hope for. You took moments to hang back for a bit. The AI was better at distracting that time. I was allowed to take moments because he wasn't always attacking me, and that's the difference. Swear to God. Like, I won purely because he wasn't on me all the time. Panic rolled less, probably panic rolled a little less. But no, for real, the AI just incidentally did a much better job of distracting him. And that's how I won. God, the stutters, man. What's going on? Maybe I gotta put that 60 FPS limit back on. Feel proud you did it? I don't feel proud because it wasn't a good boss fight. It looked cool, but it wasn't fun to win. Maybe there will be a cool... Ah, see, this is a reward. Good vista is a reward. It's just waiting for all the things to align. That's how you win. That's how I beat Moog. Like, I'm starting to get it, and I don't like that game. You don't get a sense of pride and accomplishment, then what is the point? It's seeing the art, hearing the music, that's it. Yeah, it's, ooh. Miss Bianca, thank you for the cheer. Yeah, I mean, it is starting to feel a little MMO in the way that, like, there are encounters that statistically you can't win. And bizarrely, the game is balanced so that most of the game is like that when you start the DLC. And again, I guess if it's like a big bad DLC, that makes sense. But couldn't there have been some kind of, like, slight story mention or framing element to prepare the player for that being the state of things? Yeah, no, I got better at fighting Moog, but I was still playing in a way that, like, was still playing the odds, and that's how I won. It wasn't because... Yeah, there's a minimum amount of skill you have to gain. You can't just, like, walk in and cruise through. Well, sometimes you can, actually. But anyway. She left a nice note for me. Gate of Divinity lies in the tower sealed by shadow. That is surely where kind Miquella is headed. We are no Empyreans, but we must locate the path that will lead us there. I will follow the crosses east. Alright. I guess you gotta come back here. Yeah, there's a base level of competence you need to reduce the amount of damage you take. And there's also a level of competence you need to know when you can heal or when you can get away. Like it's really about making the most efficient use of your resources. But it's always a war of attrition at this point, I feel like. It almost feels like a turn-based JRPG in the way that, like, the stats are shaking out. Yeah, no, yeah, it very much feels like a fighting game. Except the enemy's allowed to cheat and they have better tools than you. It feels like a fighting game like that. And also it's some midway bullshit, some Mortal Kombat stuff thrown in there where it input reads on top of everything else. So, it's, I don't know. I don't know that that's a fun game. I'm not sure about that one. It's challenging. Air quotes. It's a form of challenge. But you can also just play Street Fighter with the AI maxed out. And then they'll always do the perfect thing. And they'll always punish you. And then you have to play in a particular way that's not fun, but you can win. You just have to play the math, which I guess was Street Fighter V the whole way. What people complain about. But is that what we want? Is that where we're going with this? I hope not. I guess where else do you go? You know, I can't, off the top of my head, come up with a better way to extend the skill ceiling of fights like this. Unless it's, you know, just ever increasingly complicated Mega Man fights. Where the boss always moves in a prescribed pattern with prescribed rules and you just have to learn them and beat them. But that becomes, you know, people master that pretty fast. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I did it. I got one stat point and a note. But it was a cool boss fight that had cool music. So that's neat. She said east. I talked to Dahlier. I like him. Yes, thank you, Rayam. Thank you for reminding me of Ninja's Sage advice. Come on, I gotta read it. Read it right now in the moment when I need it the most. That's the other thing. My stomach's all fucked up. The phrase, "it's just a game," is such a weak mindset. You're okay with what happened. Losing. Imperfection of a craft. When you stopped getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's always something to learn. Always room for improvement. Never settle. Well said, Ninja. That's what I need to do. I need to start, like, lashing out at chat and then making it seem like I'm actually dropping a hot sports quote to recontextualize it later. I'm sorry that I care so much about gaming that I said those slurs in chat. We should all strive to be so passionate that we lose ourselves in what we do. So, send me to jail. Sorry. I'm sorry that I care so much. What color is Ninja's hair right now? Hold on. What the fuck? I don't even have insert on this keyboard. Gabe. What? Okay. Oh my god. Simply Brown. What? No. AI, get out of here. Shut the fuck up. They signed out. Okay, let's check his Instagram page. He'd probably want to hear about me beating. Oh no, it is brown. Wait, he's selling chocolate milk? Oh, he's selling nut milk. Creamy nut juice. They gotta know what they're doing, right? Ninja has to know. Wow. He got a Cybertruck wrapped in his nut milk. We're wearing tank tops though. Look at that. We're basically the same guy. We're both. That's cool. It looks like we're the same guy. Playing some golf. I don't like golf, but he does. Ninja strikes me as a guy that would like golf because it lets him hang out with dudes that he thinks are like alpha dudes, sports dudes. Anyway, who wants some of Ninja's nut milk? Hi everyone, I'm Ninja. You may remember me from such popular games as Halo and Fortnite. I'm here to talk to you about nut milk. It's creamy, it's delicious, and everyone else has a beverage brand, so I need one too. Have you seen my billboard by LAX? I'm Ninja. Buy my milk, thank you. Hold on a minute. Yes. My favorite was one leaving the airport, because you know that one was expensive. Where's his nut milk? I do like his, like, I owe it all to God kind of pose with his wedding ring prominently displayed. He's looking at you with his yearning eyes. Will you join me as we march boldly into the future with my cool logo that's like fat and skinny at the same time? Yes, Ninja, I will. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I wonder if I can upgrade one of my katanas. I've been picking up some rocks, you know? What would you call your beverage brand? I would call it Diet Mountain Dew. That only came to mind because I went to CVS and bought 10 Diet Mountain Dews the other day because I need those points. I didn't even really get a shopping list of the like Xbox points I need for all the Final Fantasy stuff, but I hope 10 bottles is enough. He's not doing so hot with the streaming. Aww. That's a different Ninja, right? Oh, I thought it said Jimmy Buffett. You got Jimmy Buffett back. Of course Ninja could do it. Hey, Zach Wattis, hello. 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 I'm sure that that was photoshopped or something. Anyway. Like I made one very brief disclaimer. I feel like I should make it again. I have not played this DLC enough to pass judgment on it yet, even though I'm complaining an awful lot. So, I will attempt to, I don't know about keeping an open mind. I'm still going to complain a lot. That's not going anywhere. But I'm not 100% convinced this is bad. I just don't like the way it's going. I just checked and he has 1.4 thousand viewers right now. That's more like it. Time for a gamer stretch. Yeah! Alright. I'm gonna try to do some lunges. I'll stretch out these hip flexors. Yeah, this is how hot it is in LA right now. Heat wave. Blech. No brownouts. Yeah, there were warnings about the possibility of electricity going down last summer because it was super hot then. But haven't been any issues so far. We don't really use that. Like, honestly, if the power went out, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because we don't have AC. We just lose our fans. Get these bats. Why are there so many of them? There's just a lot of little decisions, like giving all of the little piddly enemies combos that can just chew you up instantly. I don't understand that. Unless you're just trying to troll people, which is apparently what they're trying to do. But they, like, rather than just being like little enemies that might pick at you, now they're enemies that will fully knock you off torrent and kill you. Just little dudes, and they sprinkle them everywhere. Well, that's not one of those. I'm sure I've been down here before. There'd be. And it seems like I can go this way. But if I go south, I can start curving east? Oh, I have to go up there. Okay. Yeah, I've wanted to get solar on this house, but not my house, so why would I pay for somebody else to get solar? I was gonna talk to the landlord about it, be like, maybe we can come to some kind of agreement about it, about splitting the cost, or maybe like a deduction on rent for a few months or something like that. I never really got as far as pricing it out, though. There's a couple of like state utilities to match you with contractors that'll come out and do quotes and stuff, which is pretty cool. Just think about it. Imagine it. I get a sauna installed. I have a solar-powered sauna. Everything. everything with the power of the sun. I think that's a swamp. It is. No, it's just pretty oily. Foul. Come on, give me that. Imagine how stress-free I would be. Absorb all these toxins from my unregulated vapes and Elden Ring. Sweat it all out in the sauna. Also, I wouldn't be retaining water and I just sweat it all out. Just wring it all out. Dude, that stutter's rough. Hold on. I think I just need to set my display to 60 hertz. Or no, wait, I have it above 60 right now. I think that's what makes the stutter worse. Yeah. It makes it more visible anyway. Ah. I do have a wireless mouse, but I'm not moving the camera with it. I'm playing with a controller. Yeah. Maybe that's why they did lock 60, because they just couldn't keep the frame pacing steady above that. Yeah, that juddering is kind of aggravating my eyeballs. All right, you win. You win. Just saw the Inside Games video. If I've never played a Souls game, should I still try this? You would probably still have fun with Elden Ring. You don't need to worry about the expansion at all for a while, and maybe never. But the base game is still quite good and still very welcoming to people who have never, probably even more welcoming to people that have not played Souls games. Yeah, don't get too intimidated or put off by my complaining and whining, because these are all like mega endgame frustrations, and also kind of paired with frustrations about the direction and state of Elden Ring. Oh. Yeah, Elden Ring base game is the easiest, most noob-friendly Souls game. I agree. It is, in all of the ways that the DLC is specifically frustrating, Elden Ring base game is typically not for most of it. Enemies won't swat you off your horse. There aren't scads of one-shot enemies hiding around corners. Two-shot enemies, I should. 2 or 3. Someone's saying it helped by turning their wireless mouse off. Interesting. Yeah, I think I've also figured out that by having one of my displays being output from my motherboard instead of my video card, it makes Chrome Remote Desktop run like shit. And that sucks. Pretty sure that Elden Ring always has VSync locked, but I can check. But it should be pretty smooth from here. I don't think I have to set my display to 60 Hz, but maybe I do. Do you have to come here at night? Man, I want Nintendo to make a challenge expansion to Tears of the Kingdom to show From Software how it can be done. Although they were never really about the boss encounters. The Master Mode trials in Breath of the Wild, yeah. Those were super intriguing. How does this unlock a Spirit Spring has been unsealed? Swish. Wanted to keep exploring down there. Probably should have done that. A burned out house. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, I gotta cue it up. Oh, I didn't jump. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Oops. Not sprint. You gave me a double jump. Why'd you give me a double jump, From Soft? Maybe I should just get good and get the first jump right the first time, Well, what could that be? Let me check the handy dandy message and make sure it's not a trap. Damn it, I was hoping it would be a Saju what's-its. Does it just make dragon summons better? Agma. Alright. By calmness. Old calm. Love you. What's that one painting? Basically looks exactly like this. Like a French dude holding a book, standing on a rocky precipice with a clouded mountaintop in the background. I don't know that he's French, but he looks like it. There it is. That was easy. Wanderer above the sea of fog. The landscape is not quite the same. He's not holding a book either. Nor is it French. Masterpiece of the Romantic movement. Friedrich was a common user of Rückenfigure. Ah, rear-facing figure. There is a German style of art that is not this. That I have tried to remember the name of for a long time. But it's like the Pee-wee's Playhouse aesthetic. There was a 1989 remake of a 1930s German art film. Socialist realism. You know what? Arten Farten. That's the one. I'm Googling it. That's got to be something, right? Oh. Not quite what I was looking for, but I like it. Oh, I love this shit. Yeah, propaganda. Oh, okay. That's a pretty literal description then. Socialist realism. Maybe not so much that. And everything was great. Forever. That's how every one of these paintings should be signed off on it, like in the lower right. Everything's great. Still good. Everything's going just fine. I thought that was Nixon for a second. Yeah, that's more like it. Now that's American stick-to-itiveness that sticks around. No outstretched hand, just sour expressions and an I got mine attitude. Ha ha! Damn, pretty good. Anyway. I'll find the name of that thing eventually, and then I'll tell everyone. What's aggravating is I know someone that I worked with at Machinima that specifically knew the name of it, and he told me once, and I was like, I need to remember that forever. And here we are. And here we are. Oh, didn't quite work out. Worth seeing Soviet Chinese propaganda posters. They're hilariously and amazingly gay. Oh, just like two shirtless dudes turning a giant wrench on the machine that powers the future. Unabashedly gay. Shining bronzen figures. It's not gay to be a cut dude working the fields. Tired of dragons yet? I'm not tired of dragons because I haven't fucked with any dragons. I mean, I've found a few, but I've left immediately. The thing where you just like, point, you just like tap your sword on it and its health bar doesn't move. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. Thanks. So, nah, dragons aren't my issue so far. For me, it's all the little bitches hiding around blind corners that just can't wait to jump on me. Fort of Reprimand. Oh, I'll have a fun time here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Space Age art is really fun. Space Race era stuff. Prey was lousy with that stuff. It was so good. Dude, Prey is so good. Prey is so good. Remember how good Prey was? Remember? Ha! Yes! Ha! Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, whew. That was a blessed bone shard. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to check and see if I can upgrade my weapon. Shard made of bone with a golden shine. A bone fragment touched by the gold of the Erdtree, broken from the remains of the warriors who perished in the realm of Shadow. A blessing such as this is said to be the greatest honor that can be granted to the dead. So I got gold poop, and I got gold bones. Well, these little dudes aren't so bad. Oh! Whoa! This is what we do it for, the skyboxes. Dev, check out the skybox. Come check it out. It's really pretty. That's pretty nice, huh? I agree. Wing. Oh. Hmm. Oh, there's a hole at the bottom. I've noticed that too. There's some like perspective tricks that they play on you now. Like cutting into the floor around corners, or when you're like running through a narrow opening so you can't see, making it more likely that you'll just barrel right off of an edge. There it is. See? This is what we need. This is what we need the messages for. That's a good message. Right finger. I like how fingering buttholes is suddenly, it's like the new major meme. Let's see here. There was blessed chest, generous chest, something like that. Too long ago. Dog. That was an early Elden Ring thing. Amazing chest ahead. That's the one. Yeah. Behold chest. This guy. I just touched a thing. Yeah, he's got wings. I tried leading into the room with a hitbox and he stabbed me in the top of my head into the ground. Again, they're just twirling. They're just fucking twirling. That's all they're doing. The Elden Ring school of monster design is to now take every enemy and twirl them like a top. Hit him one time. I don't want to fight him. I don't. Nor do I think it'll be worth it. Because, like, enemies don't drop Erdtree fragments, I don't think. And that's all I care about. Literally all I care about. That's the only thing that matters. I'm gonna run past him though. Maybe there's some behind him. Here we go. Okay, coming on up here. Watch him find a different way to get up here. Stab me from the back. Here he goes. He looks so mad climbing. Missed. Because it would be cheap if I could fucking stab the player or enemies off of a ladder, huh? Can't have that. Oh, goodness heavens, no. Elden Ring can't be cheap. Wait a minute. He can't hit me, though, if we're just here, right? Oh, no, he can punch. And it'll knock me off the ladder. That's right. Ooh. Kill me if you must. I've already won. Ow. Yes, a recipe. The real reward. I can craft... I don't know what that let me do. I can make a new pile of bullshit. Yeah. That's what the string is for. Okay. All right, I'm gonna throw a giant pile of bullshit at him. See how he likes that. See how he likes that. I've been shitting in this bucket for 5 days and I'm about to throw it on you. Woo! Missed. Can you come back here, please? Oh, no, it's gone. That was kind of cool. Got him. Didn't even like it didn't do anything. I guess plate mail dudes have a lot of poise. Oh, great. Yeah. Just go back and stand here. Well, we got that recipe. And he'll have to live that down for the rest of his days. Hey, Fair King. Howdy. Ooh, 2 cudgels. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. That's fun. I kind of don't mind glass cannon Elden Ring. Like, I don't mind dying in 2 hits if everything else dies in 2 or 3 as well. But when it's too inverted, when it's like a boss fight or when common enemies take like 6 or 7 hits and you die in 2 and there's 8 of them all at the same time, it gets bad. It gets real bad. Break it. Is the frame rate looking more steady for folks? I guess if VSync was on, then theoretically y'all shouldn't have seen any frame drops, but it's certainly more stable for me. So. More Stable. That's the word. Stable. Hmm. Oh, to be a From Software QA tester? Yeah, you would be patient zero for a lot of the BS they try to do. It'd be interesting to see, like, if they put pranky shit in the levels. That'd be a really interesting test bed to see if it actually gets people or not. Kind of want to run up there and get that map. All right, time for adventure. Adventure time. I'm gonna play an open world game and just make a decision. Just make a wacky decision. Just do whatever we feel like. We're just gonna go up here and get a map. Ah. All right. Well, at least I got a lot of souls of him eating whatever that is. Go around this way. Go around over here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Ghost Flame Dragon I ran into before. Odd. There's a person. Yeah, I abandoned here the flesh of my body. That's what I saw on all the other ones. I wonder if that's going to be important. Oh man, come on. Spirit Ash. I don't give two shits about Spirit Ash. Fuck off with that spirit. Erdtree, man. Oh, he's too cool. Damn, he's cool. All right. What is cool jaw? And he's probably got a lot of thoughts and stuff. Would never think to gesture. This will probably work, right? I'm a friendly wave.
Hey!
Hey! Nope. Alright, one last secret weapon. I remember where it is. Oh, here it is. Oh. Nope. Nothing. Well. All you can do is be friendly. Let's see. One of those back. That seems important. Gonna be joining Jacob for some Destiny in a little bit. It'll be an interesting change of pace. Because well, I guess we haven't done the hardest, most annoying things in Destiny. But it'll be nice to kick back and just play some stuff. Stress-free, enjoyable stuff. Ah. This is part of the continuous, endless day. It's redundant to say both, but felt a slight need to. That kind of looks like a church. What's that over there? All-person activity on Grandmaster in Destiny 2? Ooh, I didn't think about Excision going up in difficulty. That might be fun to bash our heads against for a while. I'm guessing it makes all the patterns way more complicated. Was Eurogamer right? They're pretty right so far, yeah. Yes. Feels like the leveling curve and experience is just way less elegant. Oh, good. Always a good sign when you have to get off. I guess you always have to get off your horse going into...
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death.
I have gold.
Embrace of
Yeah.
Messmer's flame.
Yeah, I've noticed that like when you get invaded by NPCs now, it makes you dismount. That's kind of a tell. I guess that always happened. Guess what we're gonna do to this guy? This is the katana version of using the Kamehameha beam. I tried to do something different and was immediately shown why that was a mistake. Why do a single move? This is the problem. It makes you just do the one thing that's safe and call that victory, I guess, because you were smart enough to use your most broken move. All right, I'll just fucking stab him and then roll back and then stab him and then roll back. Stab him and then I'll roll back and I'll stab him and I'll roll back until he's dead. Maybe he'll get like poise broken and then I'll try to do a critical hit, but I won't. I'll just slash him once, then I'll roll back. Happy birthday to Final Fantasy 16. Ooh, the year did go fast. Yeah, 23 went by real fast. It was a fuzzy year. PC any day now. And I can finally finish it.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Shit. Get a little fireball. I interrupted that last time. I am shocked that didn't get me. Damn it, that was a good heal. Usually they only have one. Fuck. I keep forgetting he doesn't follow up to that. This guy's not so bad. Do it again. Fun. We're having fun. It's fun to do this. There's another easy Skadu fragment. And Grace, south of where you found that map piece along the road. Oh, down here? I'm interested. Yeah, his hair's not even cool. Man, I can't wait to piss out all my migraine water. I'm actually like, I can feel myself. I'm like puffier than I usually am. It's weird. Gotta pee it all out like a deflating balloon. This is a euphemism. No. Literally true. Never understand why katana players don't use a shield from time to time. Doesn't look cool. And my slavish dedication to using a suboptimal build is the video game's fault. Awesome. Interesting how that does different amounts of damage sometimes. Like it takes so long to heal. Normally it does 761, but if I only hit him with the barest tip of the attack, it does like half damage. Fuck off!
Grace, kneel evermore before the flame of Mesmer.
Is this fun? I don't know. It's not, actually. I guess I'll go try to kill him again. Doing the exact same thing. You just gotta kill. Oh, it does less damage when you run out of FP. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Uh-huh. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. It's just gonna take longer. Bleh. Bleh. It just didn't feel like there were that many instances of this happening in Elden Ring, the game. But for some reason in Shadow of the Erdtree, it happens all the time. Of like, fighting an enemy, kind of trying to dodge. Well, this dude's patterns are actually pretty vanilla. I got no beef with the dude's attacks. It's more just the numeric balancing of the game. And again, that could be a Erdtree thing, but then it just rolls downhill to, I think that system's just not good. It's weird, man. It's a very blunt way to sort of throw a new normalization and level curve on a thing, but I just don't get the design around just kind of leaving them around. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. There's an item back there. I'll just go get it. I don't care. I can't imagine the reward, because fighting it certainly isn't. But that's, I guess that's my freedom in this game, is I can just not play it. Get all the items instead. I need to get the, Erdtree fragment. What is the incentive for killing enemies in this DLC if leveling up doesn't do anything? That is a very good question. There's really not. Like if I thought he might drop a crazy bounty of runes, then it'd be like if I could get 1 stat point off that guy, then that might be worth it. But the only thing that's been a stat point's worth of runes, and I'm kind of under-leveled by most people's estimations of where you should have been for the DLC. I've only got it for from a boss. 1 stat point. So like the rune gets, the currency you get in the DLC is seemingly like mega low for how the rest of the game works. Maybe they didn't want you to just like play around in the DLC a little bit, then go back to the game and be way overpowered.
Gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Messmer's flame.
For runes and equipment, the runes don't matter anymore. I don't know. Captain was saying, ooh, look at that. Captain was saying that they did, or maybe they will eventually. But the way that the difficulty balance has shooken out in this so far is that like you have to play abnormally safe to stay alive because of all the like jump scare enemies and the way like most enemies 2-shot you now. And there's a long distance between checkpoints and waypoints. So it's all of that stuff just increases the likelihood that you're going to die back to back without picking your runes up, which means you're going to lose them, which means you'll never stockpile enough to level up because enemies don't give you a ton. So it just invalidates runes, or at least it has for me so far. Oh, he's still on me. I wonder how long he's going to chase me. Oh, there we go. So runes don't matter in the expansion. Only thing that matters is the Erdtree fragments. But that sucks. Runes were so much more helpful, because then like every enemy you killed was contributing to progress, at least philosophically, and the amount of runes that dropped gave you a numeric barometer about where you were in the relative like skill value of those enemies, and it gave you increasing rewards for killing challenging enemies. So if you could kill enemies above your difficulty stature, you would level up faster, or you get more runes faster. But yeah, they just decided to throw all that out, all that very elegant design, in favor of these little guys. Ooh. Maybe that's what I got to do to the other dude. Yes. Wish to pursue the way of the warrior. Challenge me to a bout. There is no need for words. Still, the runes are still very important. Your scaling on your weapons combined with the Erdtree buffs means a lot. You said scaling on weapons, though, which is not runes. That's upgrade materials. You need runes to afford to do it, but you'll always have that. Like, you can sell items or kill a few enemies, but beyond that, it doesn't matter. Oh, I got 2 blessings! Now the game's gonna be easy. And for real, like, if you get above water, if you get to like +8 or whatever, and suddenly everything ratchets back a bit, you can take 4 hits before you die, like your heals go further, suddenly you can explore, you can get like, yeah, you just get hit from an enemy around a corner, you heal, ah, you got me, eh. Like if that's where it goes, then why couldn't it just start there? There's no like perceptive reason that it should start where it did and then get to where it does, if that's even a thing. If it gets back to a more palatable Elden Ring. My damage is 800, twice your damage. I could be frustrated with that output too. Yeah, some of the boss fights are longer than they need to be. That wasn't the thing. Touch, oh. Did you do it? Oh, it doesn't alternate. We got troll messages again. Very cool. Oh wait, nope, that's talk.
Did you meet my compatriots? They're quite the congregation, from places as far and wide as you can imagine. Doubtless it have all come.
Oh, you're at level 9 and you're getting fucked up? Oh, okay.
Not for the charm kindly Mikula put upon us. This is what allows us to serve together. The work of...
Do you think video game companies will try to compete when GTA 6 and COD 6 get released? I think you can... Well, you don't want to launch next to COD, but you can launch around COD. No one's going to compete with GTA 6. Whenever Rockstar announces a release month, everyone's going to clear out. Yeah. Oh, right when you answer an ad started. What was it? GTA 6 COD? Hold on. Right? That was your question? Hold on. Oh, runes. You were talking about runes and scaling and stuff. Yeah, weapon scaling probably matters, but that's not really based in runes. That's based on upgrade materials, which I'm finally starting to get the appropriate kind. It also worries me that at the start of the DLC, they were dropping like 4s and 5s, which was under where I was, and my weapons weren't leveled enough. So they're definitely not dropping materials to get you to where you need to be in the area that you're in. They're dropping behind to catch you up, which is good, but holy fuck. Like, that's better than the other way of, like, having a gap that you can't cross. Hold on, I need to ask her about the monk again.
Oh, that man is known as Dane. He's been in the service of Mikula the Kind longer than I. He might be solemn of cheer, but is a fierce warrior nevertheless. There's no cause for concern. Dane's reluctance to speak to you is no fault of your own. We've been acquainted for quite some time, but even I am yet to hear his voice. Perhaps one day.
Huh. I want to touch the cross. But for some reason it's a different prompt. Wait. Huh? I can't read this one. Touch cross. There we go. Abandon hear my heart. All right. Well, that's different. This looks cool. Oh, it's all inky and moldy. Let me go see if I can upgrade some of my swords. Seems like a lot of people have had frustrating time with the difficulty. Yeah, it's different. It is. Like, it's not that it's impossible to have fun with it, but it does cross a perceptive line, I think. And I haven't even seen the worst of it. Some of the reviews, the way they describe some of the boss fights are just like,
well, I took you've no matter.
like too much.
Your arms, then.
We'll see. We'll see. Ah, oh, no. Okay. I can upgrade my Nakinaba, though. Nagakiba, excuse me. Look, like, upgrading is just 7,500. That doesn't matter. But there's such a world of difference between that and leveling and getting more stats. Bang. Oh, I need 4 more Smithing Stone 5. Upgrade that longbow, though. Sick. Look at all that physical damage it does now.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit?
Man, Souls games are cool. I feel like what would make this whole situation so much more navigable is if they gave you any tool at all to specifically seek out and find the Erdtree fragment. I don't think it's like, the problem is, if you're asking people to explore, you're asking them to go through the game at the specific difficulty balance that it's at, and you're not giving them any other options. With Elden Ring, at least, you can farm runes and get early stats, and maybe even look up where upgrade materials are and go directly to them and find them. The game doesn't tell you where the upgrade materials are. And that's essentially what this is, except now there's both. Yeah, that's kind of the one thing. If it had that, I wouldn't complain about any of this. Because it would still be down to player choice. Like, you can either go into this fight at a certain... You can, like, try it out at this Erdtree buff or whatever, and if it seems ridiculous, then you can go explore, come back later. Like, that's supposed to be the whole thing. But to make every last thing of the game's balance and difficulty hang on these little pickups that are not signposted or don't really stand out against anything else, and there doesn't seem to be any reliable logic about where they're laid out in the world yet either. They tend to be, or they've been in churches, which makes sense. That makes them kind of like flask upgrades. So if they'd followed that logic too, and maybe they have, maybe I'm just kind of whining about a convention that actually exists, I just haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it seems kind of... just, I don't get it. I get the need for a separate level curve. I get the need to kind of normalize stats. I thought they were just gonna like reset everybody to level 1, and that there would be a different kind of runic experience in this world. I guess that wouldn't work with gear. So yeah, I can see why they had to be like, no, it's got to be the same stats. It's got to be the same character build. So you just have to start at a new level 1 and then it scales. But man, why couldn't it have just been? Maybe they just didn't want to confuse people, so they made it Erdtree fragments? It's confusing. I don't know. Yeah, Morgie, people wouldn't want to do the one and naked thing. I remember a lot of the Fallout DLCs would do that. They would have you play as a different character, or like wipe your stats, or give you a build specifically for a DLC. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's way too much to balance for, especially in the development time you have to make a DLC. But this is a very bizarre answer to a seemingly pretty straightforward problem. But hey, that's FromSoft. I guess on some level I have to respect it. FromSoft tends to take the weird idea rather than the proven one, and as much as I complain about conventional thinking in conventional games, I do appreciate that. And I just can't, like, surely there was an idea. Like, empower the player to find those fuckers somehow. Or like, I don't know, give them a different colored item tail sticking up. They do have one. They have like a rare item tail, but there's a lot of other items that have that too. Now, odds are if you ever see one of those, you're going to go after it, but still, just like, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. What if you could like drink a potion and then you would see like item tails shooting off into the sky for like a minute? So you could go and chase him down, or be like, oh, there's one over there. There's definitely one in that building. And then you go explore. Like, wouldn't that be sick? That would be perfect. I wouldn't complain at all. Because then it would at least be like, there's a tool. It's straightforward how to use. It still encourages you to explore. You can still make a choice if you like see an item tail or whatever, like a big shining line going into this enemy encampment, and you're like, no thanks, but I'll come back later. Like, you could do... But all of that thinking and all of that exploring and all of that headspace is gone because it's just like, no, just go find them. Bleh. Yeah, even flasks had like upgrades that you could search out once you knew what the churches looked like on the map. If you were like, man, my flasks suck, then you can just go find churches you haven't been to. Or go to new areas you haven't been to, uncover their maps, and then go to those churches. Like, it gives you the power to demonstrate your understanding of the world and the baked-in systems and histories that are resulting in game mechanics. What the hell is that? That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. And so too has a powerful charm. Did you... Somewhere... I'm curious if they broke my shit or just turned it off because... Well... That probably wasn't in my interest. Dan Bana Gaming. Dan Bana. I get it. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. I'm just on the tail end of playing Elden Ring, actually. I'm about to join a friend of mine for a little Destiny. After getting folded into a pretzel and ground up by Elden Ring, I'm looking forward to a little lowered IQ, click on the heads action. Yeah, yes, Zondo. Or you can see the tree, because those trees stick out too. Those big, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to change the audio. Yeah, the big trees. You're like, oh, that's important. No such thing in this. Not only are the pickups more important, they're harder to find. Maybe that's part of it being ultra extreme hard endgame content. Look how little damage I'm doing. Yowza. Alright. Hachi Machi. Okay. Alright. Cool. So I guess I'm not supposed to be here. I guess. It sure did seem like it wasn't that far removed from the natural flow of things, but maybe it is. Ah, technically Technics. Thanks for gifting a sub to Bruce. This is the DLC. We are playing the DLC. Oh, this was not really an easy way to tell, is there? No. Okay. Well, I have time to heal. Oh, I did. Yes. Well, I have... He just like rubbed his head on me. Again, NES enemies, or their entire AI was, I will move into the player and I will stay on top of the player's box. And the game would be like, every 5 frames, if that guy's on you, you take damage. That's it. They knew. I think I was gonna get away with that. Yeah, I mean the attacks look way more readable. That's sure. That's for sure. DLC takes too long to say. Just pronounce it like Dilk. A good idea. It's weird that that hasn't taken off. A nice tall glass of Dilk. You recommend the robot game from Software? Armored Core 6? Absolutely. If you have patience. It is not an easy game. But it is a much more fair game than Shadow of the Erdtree. So far! Even though the first boss is kind of a pain in the ass. But it's awesome. Elden Ring... Or sorry, Armored Core fucking rules. There's not a lot of games like it, too. There's not a lot of, like, mech combat games out there right now. There are more coming, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's been a pretty... What are you doing? A pretty dead genre. I saw his butthole. Yeah, throw the fire pot! Okay. Oh, I'm alive! Hell yeah! That was sick. It does nothing! It does no damage! Oh, of course he's sparkling now. Of course he is. Oh, it's a little porcupine! Yeah. That's cool. It's more of a golden porcupine. Ooh! How did that not murder me? If I did twice the damage, I would have won. Okay, break time. I'm going to have a quick snack. And then I'm going to switch to another kind of dilk. The final shape. Hopefully... I don't know what I haven't played in Final Shape yet. I've done the campaign and I've done Salvation's Edge. And, Excision, whatever it's called. So, I don't know if there's more stuff to be done. I guess there's some seasonal stuff. But, who knows? But, it's always a good time to play with Jacob, so I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching. See you in a minute.